Holy shit, it's been a while. Sorry, as you can tell, I've moved. The situation's a little bit different, but the lighting is not as good, and my camera is different, so hopefully this turns out alright. But I'm going to give it my best shot. So today, I wanted to talk about two Clive Barker books. One I like, one I don't. So, first of all, let's start with the Scarlet Gospels. This one was from 2015. It's obviously written by Clive Barker. It's the sequel to Hellraiser, which is the Hellbound Heart, for those of you who have read the book, which introduced the Hell Priest, aka Pinhead, of course. It follows Pinhead and the character Harry D'Amour. I'm not familiar with him. So basically, Pinhead is trying to get all of the magic in the world, magical energy on Earth, to make himself power enough to basically take over Hell, I guess, is the general premise. Seems like that's the motive, anyway. Occult detective Harry D'Amour is pulled into the investigation that turns out to be a trap set up by the Hell Priest, aka Pinhead, who, I guess, views Harry as a threat and wants to deal with him as quickly as possible. This kind of sparks off the rest of the events of the story, with Harry getting together a band of other paranormal investigators, and they're going to try to stop the Hell Priest. It's an interesting story in the sense that it kind of goes through this journey through hell from it jumps perspective from the Hell Priest to Harry D'Amour's group. It's kind of interesting in that sense, and to me it kind of feels like a bit of a comic book. It's got like a comic book flair, which is a lot different than the rest of Clive Barker's work. He always had a element of fantasy in his novels. I'd argue that his novels aren't necessarily horror per se, they're more darker fantasy stories. So this one kind of has that same element, but it's more fluffy, I guess is the word. It's less crunchy than his other works, I guess we could say. That being said, I have read a lot of Clive's work, specifically Weave World, The Great and Secret Show, The Books of Blood 1 and 2. I haven't read the third volume, but I've read those two, a bunch of those short stories. Not all of the short stories in there. I'd be lying if I said I've read every single one. Midnight Meat Train, Hellbound Heart, etc. This book I love. It's not as good as his other work, by far. It's not. It's just a fact, for my opinion anyway. The other book that I'm going to cover today, I do not like at all. So there's kind of a scale here of Clive's work for me. I just don't feel like it measures up the same way as his other works do. It feels rushed, like he was trying to get a point across. It also kind of feels like he's just giving a big fuck you to everyone that called the character Pinhead. He's very adamant about him being the Hell Priest and how much he hates that name, the name Pinhead, that is. So I'm pretty sure like there's some vibes going on here. I'm not sure if it's just a statement book from Clive, but that being said, it is a very fun story about a quest through hell and trying to conquer. And easily the best parts of the book are the depictions of hell, the hell landscapes, the corrupted cities that the demons live in, the grandiose like cathedrals and town halls and things that they talk about that like the Cenobites and the Order of the Priests live in or conduct their business. That stuff is absolutely fantastic, and some of the scenes are completely fucking terrifying. There's a lake scene where there's which has got this gigantic millipede, I guess, that swims with a human face, and it's huge, and it's got this gigantic... It kind of gave me Dunwich Horror vibes, but like underwater, which, I don't know, that part creeped me the fuck out. I don't get creeped out easy, so I appreciated that part. I will give a content warning, though. Now, I trust that most people that are reading this are already fans of Hellraiser and are probably more than comfortable with the content. The Hellraiser franchise has never been one that's shied away from gore, sexual violence. This book is no exception. It's got plenty of all of that. There are a couple of graphic sexual violence scenes, and there's a lot of gore in the novel. So it's just something to keep in mind if those kind of things bother you. I know gore isn't for everybody, and I know specifically sexual violence can be triggering for some people, so just something to keep in mind. I would highly recommend this book, though. It is an interesting concept to see things through the lens of Pinhead. in the original series, you kind of just he's always kind of just this looming evil figure in the background, and he doesn't really have much substance to him. I mean, he's a presence, and holy fuck is he a presence, and a lot of that is attributed to Doug Bradley's amazing performance as Pinhead in the first two films specifically. After that, but anyway, so to see it, a story from his perspective and like the way he thinks about things is incredibly interesting to me, and I very much enjoyed this book, and I highly recommend, if you are a fan of the Hellraiser franchise, to definitely check it out. It doesn't have anything to do with the comics as far as I can tell. I have to be honest, I haven't read all of the comic books. I only mostly read the short story comic books, the one-offs. I know there was a series with like Kirsty going to hell and becoming a Cenobite hell priest and all of that. I've never read any of that, so I don't have that to compare it to, unfortunately. That's something I should get around to, actually. But on its own, as just like a direct follow-up to Hellbound Heart, very good. The second book I want to cover is one I really did not like. Mr. Be Gone. I wanted to put this one in here because I consider it part of the same modern era of Clive Barker that Scarlet Gospels is in, and because it's the first book that I've put down. I will say it does have a cute yet gets annoying gimmick of the idea of the book being possessed by a demon, and you're kind of reading the demon talking to you. I don't know if it's like his autobiography or like it's just him telling you the story. Either way, it's a fun gimmick at first. It's kind of cute for a bit, but it gets played on a lot, and it starts to become pretty fucking annoying, and kind of honestly took me out of the story. It got to the point where I just stopped reading it because it was just getting obnoxious. And I'm usually pretty tolerant with books. I'll keep reading even if I find some shit annoying. That just, I don't know, maybe it was just I was in a particularly shitty mood when I was reading it. I don't know, but I did not like it at all. There were a few funny moments. The humor is really hit and miss. Some of it is funny and some of it is dumb. For me, it was hit and miss. I thought the douchebag angels were particularly funny, and like his asshole demon father was pretty funny, but that's about it. I mean, there was some interesting ideas that were like making fun of like capitalism and that sort of thing. I mean, stuff we've already seen before, so this wasn't really anything new. But in the eyes of like a demonic perspective, was kind of interesting. But it does, even though it's written from a demon's perspective, it still just kind of feels like some like suburban street kid, that is pissed off at his parents kind of thing, and it's a little bit strange in that sense. Now, because I didn't finish it, maybe I'm missing some point that makes that brings it all together, makes it much more enjoyable overall. If you really enjoyed the book, please comment. Let me know, like, if I'm missing something, if I'm just way off on this. But yeah, I just did not like this book. Anyway, that's all I got for the review. I just wanted to do 2 quick reviews to kind of get back into the swing of things. It's been a few months since I've done anything. I'm happy to be back, and I have plenty of content planned. There's a couple of things that I was working on before that kind of fell on the wayside. These books in particular were one of them. A lot of shit happened all at once. So I got finished doing the review, and realized that the last minute or so was corrupted. So I lost my outro. But I didn't really have a whole lot to say anyway. I just wanted to say I know I've been gone for a few months. I've had a lot of shit go on. My dog Precious passed away, the little black one that sits with me in the podcast. That was hard. I didn't really feel like making content for a while after she passed. And then I moved, and honestly work has been crazy, so I just didn't feel like it, in all honesty. But I'm feeling better now, and I've been working on some content low key, but now I'm ready to start getting back in front of the camera. Next thing I'm probably going to cover is The Hollow Places, a book I just recently finished. I won't give my opinion on it here, but that's coming. The Guadcast is going to be starting up again. We kind of took a little break. We've got another one. We're going to probably be filming it in a week or two, and we'll have that coming as well. I'm working on playing through Silent Hill 4. It's the only one that's available on PC, so it's the only one I can really record, because I don't have an Elgato or anything fancy for gaming stuff. I'm pretty low key with that because I don't generally record gaming unless it's on PC. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Look forward to some more content coming shortly. Hope you enjoyed this review, even though it was a little bit quick. Just gave 2 quick ones just to kind of get back into the swing of things. Stay safe, be good to each other, and, stay sick, fuckers.